Before global trade, there was the Silk Road, a 4,000-mile route that connected empires, cultures, and civilizations, with no trucks, no planes, and no internet, just one brilliant strategy. How did they pull it off? How did this ancient network shape the world we know today? Imagine a time when the only way to connect distant parts of the globe was through sheer human ingenuity and resilience. Stay with me, and I'll take you back to a world where merchants, nomads, and explorers carried not only goods but the seeds of cultural transformation. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because this is just the beginning of a journey into the incredible stories that shaped humanity. The Silk Road wasn't just a single, straight path. It was a vast network of interwoven trade routes that stretched across deserts, mountains, and rivers, linking the east to the west. It began in China during the Han Dynasty and wound its way through Central Asia, Persia, and the Middle East, finally reaching the Mediterranean. At its heart, the Silk Road was about connection. Cultures that might never have met were suddenly in dialogue, sharing everything from goods to ideas. Silk, a luxury fabric highly prized in Rome, became the road's namesake, but the exchanges went far beyond silk. Spices, jade, glassware, gold, and silver all traveled these routes, but even these treasures pale in comparison to the cultural exchange that took place. Picture the caravans that dominated these roads, long trains of camels, donkeys, and horses laden with precious cargo. These traders were more than just businessmen, they were risk-takers and innovators who braved some of the harshest conditions on Earth. They traversed scorching deserts like the Taklamakan, navigated treacherous mountain passes such as the Pamirs, and endured the threat of bandits, storms, and political turmoil. But what made the Silk Road truly revolutionary wasn't just the goods, it was the flow of knowledge. Religions, philosophies, and technologies all hitchhiked along this network. Buddhism spread from India into China and Japan, reshaping spiritual life across Asia. Islamic art, architecture, and science traveled westward, profoundly influencing European thought during the Renaissance. Even printing technology and papermaking, which originated in China, found their way to Europe, laying the groundwork for one of history's most transformative inventions, the printing press. But how did the system work without modern technology? The secret was in a decentralized, relay-style network. No single trader traveled the entire route. Instead, goods were passed from one group to another, with each step adding value. A Chinese silk garment might pass through Persian hands, gaining intricate embroidery, before ending up in the markets of Rome. This chain of commerce was built on trust, alliances, and a shared understanding of mutual benefit. Traders communicated through a common language of trade, even if they didn't speak the same tongue, and their success depended on their ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Yet the Silk Road was not without challenges. Desert oases like Samarkand and Kashgar became bustling hubs where travelers could rest, resupply, and trade news. Caravanserais, fortified inns spaced along the route, provided safety and a place for cultural exchange. These stops were more than practical, they became melting pots of ideas, where stories, languages, and innovations blended, enriching everyone who passed through. Over time, the Silk Road didn't just connect civilizations, it transformed them. The goods that traveled these roads were important, but the ideas they carried were priceless. From algebra to astronomy, culinary spices to religious philosophies, the Silk Road became the world's first global classroom. It allowed distant cultures to borrow, adapt, and create anew, shaping the foundation of our modern interconnected world. Even as we marvel at today's global trade systems, the Silk Road remains a testament to human creativity and determination. It's a story of overcoming barriers, building connections, and creating value out of the simplest of exchanges. This ancient highway was the backbone of civilization for centuries, proving that even without the technology we take for granted today, humanity's drive to explore and connect can achieve the extraordinary. Don't miss the incredible stories waiting for you here. Subscribe now, because the Silk Road is just the beginning of a journey through the most fascinating tales of human history.